bitching.
Hey, what is up, internet friends? AJ's Figures back with another video, and I just want to say before I carry on any further, Happy Alien Day. LV-426 being the moon that the derelict ship was found on that contained the xenomorph eggs, discovered by the crew of the Nostromo. The 26th of April has been coined by many fans as Alien Day. Star Wars fans have their May the 4th, we have LV-426. What better way to celebrate than to do a review on the NECA Ultimate Big Chap action figure. I've had this figure on display for years and years now, and it's brilliant. I love it. It's such a great piece. NECA just kills it with every xenomorph figure that they do, and this one is no exception. Firstly, I want to take a moment to admire the classic quadrilogy box set that was released 2003 or something like that, in preparation for Alien vs Predator's release. I love this box set so much. I love the embossed surface of the case that almost resembles a dirty wall or perhaps a fogged up xenomorph's dome. I love the play on the original poster for Alien from '79, where it has what looks to be the dome of the Xeno itself. But we're not here to talk about the DVD box set, we're here to talk about, of course, this amazing piece. Now we will start by looking at the box of the figure. It comes in your standard, yet bigger Ultimate box that NECA likes to do. We turn on its side, it's got Alien written in the classic font, and then it's got the poster with one of the eggs being opened, about to absolutely destroy Kane's entire career.
Oh no!
Turn it round, we've got some lovely shots of the figure itself, and the accessories here. Down at the bottom we've got a load of writing, which I'm not going to read, but you guys can if you wish. On the bottom we've got the barcode, if you can see it. It says that this is the 2020 release of the figure. And if we open it up, on the inside of the flap we've got a lovely image here of the Alien, and on the inside is where the figure would be, and you've got the insert inside this packaging that you can use as a backdrop for any photography if you wish. Now, we'll get this out of here and make some room for the Big Chap. I love this figure. It's wonderful. It's got... Now, the accuracy of the original Xenomorph Big Chap is a point of contention amongst fans. Many people say that there's been no accurate representation in plastic of the Alien yet. There's obviously quite a bit of dispute about the shape of the jaw and the positioning of the back tubes and everything for the stacks on its back. You could go on about it forever, but I think that as a representation of the original creature, this ain't bad. But yeah, I suppose what we should do is we should start by looking at the sculpt and the paint. So if we start off with the dome, it's pretty nice. I would say that they've captured the cloudiness really well. Now, there is a lot of different looks for the Xenomorph, similar to Michael Myers, the shape. With his mask, there is a lot of different looks, depending on lighting, depending on the conditions at the time. Same goes for the Xenomorph Big Chap. A lot of the time on set, the dome for the Xenomorph would cloud up and make it impossible to see the skull on the inside. I would say that's the look that NECA has clearly gone for here, the more cloudy dome. As you cannot really see the skull inside there very clearly, you can only really see the nose bone. You can kind of see part of the cranium and the orbital bones, maybe slightly, but you can't really see much. It's very clouded, which I do like. as NECA in the past have done very clear domes for their figures, so it's nice to see a more clouded look. So I don't think that this is inaccurate by any means. I would say that some people would prefer a clearer look, which is fair, and I would not argue with that. What I think NECA should have done is given us a couple of domes. I think that would be really good. One clear, one darker and murkier, and then one maybe fogged up like this, and they could maybe give it a sculpt where it's got a texture to look like it's slimy or something. I think that would be really cool. Here you can see you've got these stretched out membranes around the cheeks, which look really, really great. I like how they look. And as you move back, you can see that you've got the tubes that connect with the shoulder. Really great stuff. You've got the spines. Here you've got the stacks on its back. I remember, I think it was Giger said he hated these things. He added them just because, I think he said it was because there was just nothing really going on the back and he didn't know what to do. So he gave them these. I think these are great for the design. I think they're pretty iconic. So I'm glad that it stuck with the design. Here you can see the wires continuing behind the ribcage, which is an excellent detail. That stretched membrane across the chest. And then you've got the big shoulder plates, which I love. I think it creates almost an iconic Dracula collar look, which is just great. Adds to the silhouette nicely. Down here we've got more of the bioorganic pipes and things. We've got the strange crotch shape. Yeah, the sculpt in this is just wicked. But then if we stick with the arms, at the end of the hands we've got those silver nails, showing them off for the camera. Just had his manicure done. But if we carry on down, past the waist, we've got the legs here. And you can see there's a nice... They've tried to recreate the transparent look with the paint, and they've given it the striping, which is really nice. I don't know if that's showing very well on the camera. There you go. Really cool. Yeah, it's much appreciated that they added that. It's very subtle. Down here we've got his Jordans, Xenomorph edition, silver nails, and we've got the tail with the spikes, the kind of spine look, which is great. Great stuff. I mean, they've had a long time to perfect this sculpt, and I think they're getting pretty damn close with each release. Here we have all of XX121 Xenomorph's accessories laid out in front of me on the desk. Yes, technically this is one accessory, but I just wanted to lay it out the way that it would be if you were to take the figure straight out of the box. If we have a look at the Ovomorph egg first, this is an excellent accessory. Here you'll see that it just lines up for you to be able to slot it together. And then you've got the complete look of all the tendrils and everything coming out around the egg. I've been wanting NECA to add a base for the Ovomorph for a while, and this doesn't disappoint. I love it. I think it's great. It just adds to the spooky, eerie appearance that they have. Here you can have a look at the paint and the sculpt. It doesn't disappoint. Here you can see that they've done a good job at hiding the seam with the sculpt. And if we look up here, we can see that they've added a nice texture all over the egg, which just looks disgusting, and I love it. Not as disgusting as this though. As we have a look at the opening of the egg, we can see all of the sinew and the nasty detail on the inside here. It looks brilliant. They've added a nice paint job here as well. Great stuff. And What on earth comes out of the egg? This freaky bastard, of course. Here we have the iconic facehugger. And in my opinion, this is the creepiest facehugger from the whole series. The design is just so disturbing. I love it. Here we can see the fingers are a little bit kind of crooked. I reckon some hot water or a hairdryer might fix that. I do remember it coming out of the box like that though, so that's not just from me having this in storage or what have you. But here we can see they've got all this painted, and they've got a nice variation in colour as well. It's not just all pink, as they did use, if I remember right, rotten seafood from the market down the street from where they were filming at Pinewood Studios. Here, if we have a look at the back, you can see the bone structure and everything of this horrible creature. There's the air sacs, the knuckles and everything. And we carry on down the tail. It's all kind of segmented. And there's a bendy wire all the way through this as well. It's a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit scary to use because this plastic is pretty rigid on this thing, but yeah. Make sure that you're not doing it in a cold environment because that could really mess up the material, I think. And here we have the chest burster, the little baby. It's sculpted really nicely. It's got the kind of, I don't even know how to describe it, the S shape going on, which is good. It's in a great position, very recognizable, and the paint job is not bad. As messy as it is, I think it works. It's got a nice pinky red wash all over it. It's got the little kind of underdeveloped stump there. And this thing has got a bendy wire all the way through it. My one's got a bit of a defect here. It came like that, where this bit's almost like got a chip out of it or something. But I've not had any problems. It's not broken on me or anything like that. It's got the little teeth painted silver. And the inside of the mouth is black, which works really well. Bringing the Xenomorph back in here for the articulation segment, we'll start at the head. We've got a jaw that opens and closes, and this allows for the action feature for the tongue to come out, or the inner jaw, which is nice. It's a little bit loose, but not too loose. It doesn't just fall out, as you can see. The head is on a ball and socket joint. Not a generous one though. It's got a good amount of pivot for attitude, but when it comes to the up and down motion, it's not got a lot of range. It doesn't go down as far as I would like. I really like posing my Xenomorph figures with the head pointed down the way, but this one doesn't really want to do that very far. You can't bring the jaw to the chest. You can bring it back with the aid of removing this back spike. You can bring it up a decent amount. I think we would all appreciate it to be able to go up a little bit further than this, but it's not bad. If we move over to the shoulders, the arms can come out this far, and a perfect T pose. They can go back in. You've got a swivel at the shoulder, which will have a bit of an angle with it as you get to the top because of the shoulder sculpt. You've got NECA's double hinge with a swivel at both points of the hinge, which allows for a bicep swivel, and it allows the arms to come in better than 90, and it also allows for a forearm swivel. Down at the wrist, we've got a hinge that moves up and down, and it can turn. Sadly, no finger articulation on this figure, which is a shame, and no alternate hands. So the figure is just in this open gesture, which is a bit of a shame. But, to be fair to the original film, the alien didn't really do much with its hands other than grab its prey anyway. Down here at the chest, we've got a nice double ball peg, which allows for a great range of motion. You can tilt it to the side this far, and you can tilt it back this far, and you can bring it forward this far. You might be able to push it a little bit further than that. I'm not willing to on this figure, I'm afraid. I don't want to buy another one. You can bring the legs up quite far. As you can see, I've ripped the kind of rubbery diaper piece here from doing this. So, it's a bit of a shame, but I don't think it really affects the look of the figure too much. You can bring the legs only back a little bit, and you can bring them out that far. As you can see in here, this is now utilizing the new ball and socket joints that NECA have been putting in place with their figures. They've been doing that on a lot of re-releases of their recent stuff, and I much prefer it. I much prefer it to the horrible pin joints that they had back in the day. Whoa. Those things had so many problems with QC. Here you can see you've got a thigh swivel. You've got a swivel at the knee, at the top, and then you've got a double bend, which allows for a wonderful range of motion. You've got a ball and socket at the ankle, which doesn't really allow for a lot of movement. You can only bring it up that far, and you can bring it down about that far. It does allow for a nice bit of pivot. Better than Mezco in my opinion. And then you've got a toe hinge. Back here, you've also got a swivel at the top of the tail, right at the bum, and then you've got a nice bendy wire in the tail that goes up about that far. Here we can see the big chap figure doing the Glen Webb. This is as far as he can get his legs out with both feet planted on the floor, utilizing the ankle pivot. Here we have the 2020 Ultimate Big Chap figure standing next to Ellen Ripley from the clamshell releases that NECA did back in the day. Here's our little Jonesy accessory. And here we have Ash from the Anniversary series that NECA did very recently. And here we have our Ultimate Big Chap standing next to the first release of the Ultimate Jungle Hunter Predator. I really need to get one of the newer ones. This thing is butts. Here we have our NECA Ultimate figure standing next to two other companies that have done attempts and taken a stab at doing the perfect organism. Mezco and McFarlane. Obviously this one is much older than the other two. I think this one being the newest figure out of the three. But this McFarlane figure holds a special place in my heart. I love this figure so much. This figure, not so much. That silicone body is just doesn't work for me. This is actually a great opportunity to discuss my issue with this figure not being able to look down as far as I would prefer. Look at that. Here you have the original quadrilogy of the Xenomorph. You've got the Big Chap, you've got the Warrior, you've got the Runner, and you've got the Clone. I think that these four look awesome together, and it just shows perfectly the original Xenomorph design as it progresses throughout the quadrilogy. And here for a bit of fun we have some other characters that possibly could cross over with a Xenomorph. We've got the Master Chief standing next to the big chap here. And then we've got Michael Keaton's Batman from the Flash movie by McFarlane DC Multiverse. And then we've got the Bandai Demogorgon. And yeah, let's face it, Michael Keaton's Batman has definitely crossed over with a Xenomorph at this point, being the longest running on-screen Batman. And here we have our NECA Big Chap figure standing next to a typical 6-inch scale figure. We've got the Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy 15 Spider-Man. And here's the Big Chap with Jane Silent Bob. At the end of the day, I am a fan of Ridley Scott's original movie. I love Giger's design. I love NECA's presentation when it comes to action figures. The box is great for inbox collectors as it has that window, and the alien figure itself has great shelf presence. And the articulation is brilliant, especially when it comes to the Xenomorph figures. Other companies are a little bit more delicate, you need to take your time when you're posing them, but to be fair with the NECA Xenomorph figure, you can get into a lot more dynamic poses without any worry of damaging or stretching out any rubbery material, except from the diaper region, obviously, the crotch region, as I kind of did rip mine, but you can't really notice it, it's not a big deal. And the original McFarlane Movie Maniacs aliens, they're made of transparent plastic, and I don't want to pose them around too much just in case I damage them. But please do me a favor, guys, please leave me a like if you enjoyed this video, and go down to the comments, let me know what Xenomorph design is your favourite. It doesn't need to be from the original quadrilogy, it can be from the comic books, the video games, or it could be from the more recent films like Romulus or Prometheus. But above all, stay geek, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bosh!